Welcome to the Humor in the Household podcast. I'm Alex, and every week we dig into the funniest, weirdest, and most relatable stories from people's lives. From toddlers flushing car keys to grandparents texting the dog, we read them all and try not to spit out our coffee. So grab a snack, take a seat, and prepare to laugh at other people's chaos. Welcome back to the Humor in the Household podcast. I'm Alex, and thank you for Gil and Bethany for joining me today. This should be a pretty good episode. How are you feeling with the weather out today?
Oh, it's been raining. We've had 13 straight weekends of rain. And so to have sunshine is a blessing.
So beautiful.
I've loved it.
I think, we get to a point where we get kind of spoiled when we have 2 or 3 days of nice weather. So I think it'd be kind of nice if we had a week's worth of nice weather.
Yeah.
It's kind of depressing.
It is depressing, but on the other hand, you think, we don't have forest fires
Yes.
because everything is wet. We don't have a drought. The farmers are happy.
That is some of them. Some of them, if they have land has like some gullies or whatever, you have like little floods and lakes in there. But other than that, it should be good.
Yeah.
But
The fields around us look really good still. They don't look.
Yes. Well, they're a little bit higher.
Oh, okay.
So the land is a little bit higher, so the water sheds off a little bit easier.
And if it floods, you go swimming.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
She didn't care for it.
Now she's like, ew.
And I don't know how to swim. Anyways.
Yeah.
But you do the polar plunge every year.
We already went through this last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just got to watch it. Obviously, you didn't watch it. All right.
It just came out. I'm waiting to go.
All right.
I'm waiting to mow.
Okay.
This is personal today.
All right. Let's get into it. So this starts out. I've got a prank story that backfired so hard that I might still be grounded, and I'm 32 years old. So this happened when I was around 14. It was an April Fool's Day, and I had just discovered the joys of plastic wrap. You know, the classic prank where you stretch it tight over the toilet bowl, seat down, lid down, and then wait for somebody to learn the hard way what gravity is. I was very proud of myself. I smoothed the plastic down tighter than a drum, even trimmed the edges so it was invisible. I was imagining the chaos, the shouting, the moment of, who did this? And pretending to be confused while secretly high-fiving myself. I forgot one thing. My grandma was staying with us that week. And not just any grandma. She was a very sweet, proper, wore a brooch to breakfast, 72-year-old church choir alto of a grandma.
Alto.
I had planned for my brother to be the target. He was a loud, cocky, perfect prank victim. But fate had other plans. I was downstairs when I heard the bathroom door shut, and then I heard the scream. It was short, sharp, and full of what sounded like betrayal, followed by, what in the world? And then the worst sound all, a squelch followed by frantic rustling and the unmistakable thump of someone jumping off a toilet in horror. I sprinted up the stairs like the house was on fire, opened the door, and there's Grandma standing in the middle of the room like she had just survived a drive-by soaking. Hair frizzled, glasses fogged, holding a roll of paper towels like a weapon. And she gave me a look that could have peeled paint off the walls. She just said, is this what comedy is now?
Oh, poor woman.
I tried to explain. I did. I stammered out, it was supposed to be for Kevin. And she cuts me off with, well, congratulations, you got me. And you got more than what you bargained for. And then she stormed out, still wet, still furious, somehow more dignified than ever, being dry. My mom grounded me before Grandma finished drying off. And my dad couldn't even look at me without laughing, which did not help my case. To this day, every Fool's Day, I get a text from Grandma that says, remember the bathroom?
The dad was secretly proud of him. You're in trouble, young man.
So my dad, well, yeah, people know my dad now, but that would be him. If I did something to my mother, he would just, anytime I brought up, he would laugh and laugh and laugh. But Mom would be like, oh, you think that's funny, huh? You think it's funny? Yeah, I do. It is pretty funny.
I have always been the type of person that I can make my dad laugh at me, no matter if he's angry at me or like when I was younger, if I had gotten in trouble, I just had to do something and he would almost be like, I don't know what the word is, but like almost hysterical, like
That's how it should
trying
be.
not to
That's
laugh
how
at
it
me.
should be, yeah.
I could still get him going if just one little look or any word, like any words that we would say growing up, like he would be hysterical.
There is a bond, right, between a dad and a child that most people will never understand. The dad just wants to see himself in that child at one point. Like my daughter, sometimes she tells dad jokes, and I am so proud. I am so proud while her mom is rolling her eyes. I'm like, yes, that's my girl right there. It's a bond. It's something you do. So when you prank someone, your dad is like, how could you do that? I need to take notes on how did you do it. Yeah, anyways.
It's like after mom leaves. Yeah. How dare you? How'd you do that?
You need to teach me your ways.
Yeah. Can we plan one together?
That's what you and the girls do to me. I get ganged up on between the three of them.
Oh, my
They
word.
will
Alex,
tease
how could
me
you?
relentlessly.
We never do that to Amanda. Never.
Oh, my word. The girls had one the other day. Well, I should say I always say the other day, but it was like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, whatever. And so Bethany goes in. So where you walk into our house and you go to the left, and then there's a door that goes into like the girls' area.
Uh-huh.
So they have a bathroom in there and stuff. So Bethany goes in, and the Graceland's in there, and she goes, Dad, there's smoke coming from the bathroom. And I'm like, smoke in the bathroom? And she's like, hurry up. I'm like, oh, crap. All right. So I go in, and she has toilet paper on the floor that's heading to the toilet. And then she has the toilet seats lit up, and there's a little empty toilet pole or toilet paper thing, and it's sticking out, and then it has 2 rolls of toilet paper on the top, and she's like, look, the toilet's smoking.
That took me a moment.
And I was like,
I was folding laundry and he like booked it in there, like, what is going on?
and then I walk in and she's like, look, Dad, the toilet's smoking. And I was like,
He was hysterical.
like, seriously, Graceland?
You should be proud of her. That is amazing.
It was pretty good.
That was good.
It was excellent.
Come running in with an extinguisher.
I was like, oh. And then it's like, nope, okay, all right. False
That was
alarm.
funny.
All right, let's get to this next story here. I'm a dad to a 2-year-old named Liam who's got the energy of a caffeinated gremlin and the aim of a rogue fire hose. Last week, I attempted a routine diaper change, but it turned into a poop-flinging disaster.
Oh, boy.
It started innocently enough. Liam was squirming on the changing table, giggling like he was plotting world domination. And I'm no rookie. I've changed hundreds of diapers, so I thought I had this under control. I unfastened the diaper, ready to swap it out like a pit crew at NASCAR, when Liam pulled a move straight out of a ninja movie. He did this wild somersault, legs flailing like a breakdancer, and boom, the diaper launched its contents like a cannonball from a pirate ship. A glob of what I could only describe as a toxic guacamole sailed through the air in slow motion, and I swear I heard dramatic movie music as it headed straight towards the ceiling fan, which, was on full blast, and splat. The fan caught it like a pro basketball player and sent it spinning, splattering every corner of the nursery.
Oh, man.
Oh no.
It was like a Jackson Pollock painting, but with baby poop. Liam screaming, "Wee! Poop rain!" while I'm diving for cover, yelling, "No, my walls!" It gets worse. Our dog...
How could it get worse?
Oh, you just wait. Our dog Muffin, a chubby corgi with 0 brain cells, thought this was a buffet and started licking the floor.
No, Muffin.
My wife runs in, sees the chaos, slips on a rogue smear, landing butt first in a pile of baby wipes. She's laughing so hard, and she's also crying, but also shouting, "Why is our house like a poop-pocalypse?" Meanwhile, Liam's still breakdancing naked on the table, and I'm trying to wrestle him into a new diaper while dodging Muffin's slobbery cleanup mission.
Gross.
By the end, the nursery looked like a crime scene from a bad comedy movie. We spent 2 hours scrubbing, and I'm pretty sure the fan blades are haunted now. Liam, the little villain, keeps pointing to the ceiling saying, "Poop, go zoom!" My wife's already ordered a hazmat suit for the next diaper change.
Muffin was having a dessert.
My word.
Can you imagine? Yeah, that's
No.
disgusting.
Muffin was cleaning up.
I remember my uncle had a basset hound, and he goes, can you take, and its name was Blue. He goes, "Can you take Blue out for me?" I was like, "Sure, whatever." So I take Blue outside, and Blue does number 2.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he's done number 2, he just whips his body right around and eats it. Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm like, "Blue, cut that out." And he was just, it wasn't even a chew. It wasn't nothing. It was like he just slurped it right down.
Gotta clean up after yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
Suddenly, this coffee isn't as good as it once was.
It's not is it a poop smoothie?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, just
That's why you have to be careful what you
regular
come with.
coffee.
That's why I'm not drinking anything.
So, Liam, he will always have a story to tell.
He'll always have a story to tell.
But we'll miss Muffin.
I wonder, yeah, that would be so bad. Like if it shot up at the ceiling fan, like it would just
literally be everywhere.
how long would it take to clean? That would be the issue.
They said 2 hours, but
No, but I mean 2
there's-
hours, but it would take like you'd find it like they did the majority of the cleaning in 2 hours, but they would find little specks
everywhere.
at like something like dry on the wall. What the heck is that? Oh,
Yeah,
That's like
that's
the
memory.
time.
that's Liam.
There's
Oh.
memories everywhere, though.
That's
how
like
you
the
look at it.
time you were at our house, and I made a milkshake. Remember?
I wasn't
And-
at our house. I was at your parents'
No, that's
house.
what I mean. At my house.
Your parents' house.
Well, yes, but I lived there at the time.
Yes.
So I had made a chocolate milkshake. I think we were engaged at the time. And it was a glass cup. And it slipped out of my hand, dropped, and literally like a volcano
Oh,
went
everywhere.
everywhere, all over him. He had just gotten there and he goes, "I'm going home." And he goes home.
I'm sorry.
I walked in. I was like, "Ooh, milkshakes!"
And I dropped it. It
And I
went
go to
everywhere.
reach, and then she dropped it, and it just went all over me, like she said. And I'm just like,
It literally went all over the kitchen. And my mom was like, "Bethany, seriously." And I was like, "It slipped." So we cleaned it up. Mom, like weeks later, would find little
Yeah,
specks
yeah.
on the wall that she had missed, like random little specks. She goes, "Oh, there's another piece of milkshake."
"Ugh, gross."
Like,
The day that Alex looked like Gil.
Hey, you know what though?
Okay.
Have you heard the thing that gingers are black?
Yes, I've heard that. I don't get it, but I've heard it.
So we have 2 black people in the studio today.
Very true. You're the minority right now.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Dude,
Yeah, there you
we're
go.
killing it.
Yeah.
I've always known there was something about you that was African.
oh my word.
You feel left out.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
okay.
Yeah. No, the thing is, we're talking about Liam. Changing diapers is an adventure. It is. And there's a joy in when you get your baby and you hold your baby the very first time. There is a joy in looking at someone looking at you and they're like, "You got this." You're like, "Yeah." But then something changes after that first, you know what? And you're like, so I turn and my wife is tired. She's laying down and I'm thinking that very first time I did this with Karis, she was laying down and I just thought, I got this. You lay the baby down, you take off the diaper, you're like, "Nope, I don't got this. I don't got this." But then you have to know no one else is going to step in to do this for you, so you have to do it.
Yeah.
But I never had Liam's adventures
No.
or Muffin's cleanup crew.
No, I had the back, like when you hear something grumbling and you're like, "Oh no, that sounds bad." and then all of a sudden you feel the back, and then it's starting to come up the backside. What are they called? Blowouts. Oh, those were the
That's
worst.
when you know it's time to go up in a diaper size.
Oh, gross.
Good thing it doesn't usually happen when you're in public. Well, for some people it does.
Well,
people it
remember the
does.
time in the NICU you were changing one of the girls, and they were still in the isolates, and so we only had 2 little holes that would open up to change them or do whatever. So it was very hard to reach. And he happened to have what we used in the NICU was like wet gauze. They could not have any fragrance at the time.
Yeah.
So he happened to lift one of the girls' legs up to like wipe them to change them.
Yeah.
And he caught it with the gauze instead of them having to completely sanitize the whole isolate. The nurses were
I have no
very
memory
impressed.
of this whatsoever.
The nurses were so impressed. I do remember that.
The athleticism.
I don't remember that at all.
That was the African in you.
Oh, my word.
I like it. I love this. Anyways.
All right, moving on.
Yep.
This is a news story.
Uh-huh.
It's not as good as the bull riding in the Crown Victoria.
Yeah,
but
that was amazing.
But it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Don Shump, the owner of Philadelphia Bee Co., relocates honeybees and bumblebees and will often use them to make honey to sell in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area, and so on. Aside from relocating and honey production, Shump's company also freezes and studies hornets and wasps. So on September 21st, 2023, Shump had a job that entailed removing a large amount of European hornets from a home in Malvern, Pennsylvania. While on the job, Shump siphoned what he believed to be approximately 400 hornets, at least half of which were queens, into a shop vac, with plans to freeze the insects the following morning.
Yeah.
Shump then drove home, but left the vacuum in the bed of his truck because the bees were trying to make their escape. However, sometime between 9 p.m. on September 21st, 2023, and 7 a.m. on September 22nd, 2023, someone stole the vacuum out of the bed of his truck. Completely unaware of what was inside. Even in the light of the loss of the $110 vacuum, Shump went on to issue a warning to the thief about the dangers of the vacuum's contents and wrote on a post on Facebook stating, "To the poor soul who lifted the shop vac out of my back of my truck, I wanted to give you a heads up. The vacuum was there because it was filled with European hornet queens, the largest social stinging insects of the eastern United States. I performed the removal of their nest late yesterday. Those girls should be full of life and extra spicy. I anxiously await your unboxing video."
Pandora's box.
Can you imagine?
Oh, my word.
So I don't know why I always have stories with this, but a few years ago, we had an apartment house. We ended up selling it, but at the time, we had a call from one of the tenants, and they said, and she was like crying, screaming, and she was like, "Our living room, our kitchen is filled with hornets." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." I'm like, "It's probably like 2 or 3, and you're going crazy." So we went up into the apartment and we went into the kitchen. There must have been 60 to 70 hornets on the window, and I was like, "Wow, that is a significant amount."
Yeah.
So what they did is there was a hole on the outside of the house, and they had their window. So you had your window here, and the hole was here.
Yeah.
And they burrowed in and then ate through the sheetrock and were coming through. So we boarded up that hole, and we were like, well, we have to go outside and, take care of these hornets. So we had a backpack vacuum, and we had spray and stuff like that. And I obviously didn't go up because I'm very dainty, but we had some people go up, and they must have killed hundreds and hundreds of hornets. I mean, they just kept coming out and coming out, and we sucked them out with the backpack vacuum and murdered a lot of them. But hornets are insane.
They are. They're very crazy.
And the thing is with bees, and I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure when bees sting, that's it, and they They have one sting
I
and
think
they're
they
done.
die. Yeah.
Hornets, they'll just keep going and they'll
Gotta
sting
back
and
up,
sting.
huh?
and over.
Yeah, it's like yep, nope. And so I couldn't imagine this person stealing that vacuum, and they're all queens.
Yeah.
Majority of them are queens, which means that if you mess with one queen,
Yep.
you're screwed.
Well, the thing is, at least the good thing is you can tell a day later who stole it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Man enters
Let that sink
ER
in.
with hundreds of hornet stings.
Yeah.
Swollen face at Walmart. Hey, you still got my vacuum?
Or he walks in, he's like, I kind of need a new vacuum now. Can you imagine?
This one was filled with hornets.
Oh, my word.
Oh my goodness.
I wonder if he ever found the guy like from the Facebook post.
Oh,
Guy
I don't
or
know.
girl.
I don't know. I have no clue. But
but if you think about it, we don't have a lot of that here, but like porch pirates, people just come and steal your packages. I read the story of this guy who decided to make good of that for himself. He puts trash in it, all his trash, and he sells it in these Amazon boxes and makes it look nice, puts it out there, and just goes back to his house. People come and raid it. He's like, trash pickup is very cheap these days. Like,
I've seen videos of people like porch pirates, but they do it like if you have a package or a backpack like in your car,
Yeah.
they'll just break your window, take your backpack and go. I mean,
Wow.
obviously not, you don't see a lot of that here, but
Mm,
in a lot of other places you would.
people are brazen.
They don't
They'll-
care. They want something, they're going to take it.
They'll
Doesn't-
take it.
Doesn't matter where. when.
Hornets. Yeah.
Hornets. All right, we'll do one more. This
Mhm.
one is also an April Fool's.
Oh.
So we should have did this on April Fool's. One of the guys I work with, Matt, is the king of parking lot pranks.
Mm.
Once filled someone's entire car with packing peanuts. Another time, he put a for sale sign on a coworker's windshield of their actual phone number and wrote the words, "Ask me about my hiccuping transmission." So when April Fool's Day rolled around, me and a couple guys in the shop thought it was finally time for revenge. So Matt always parks his silver sedan right out front in the customer lot, like he's starring for a sitcom called The Last Humble Employee. Every single day, same spot, right in front of the sales office. So we wait until he goes to lunch, grab the wheel dollies like a team of stealthy donut-fueled raccoons. We roll his car into the very back of the service lot behind a stack of trade-ins and a forklift that hasn't been moved for a long time. It was beautiful precision work, not a soul sauce. We go back to work waiting for the fireworks. Except about 10 minutes later, some random guy walks into the showroom holding a coffee, dressed business casual, totally harmless vibe, says, "Hey, I just parked out front. Had a question about a new hybrid model. I'll only be a minute." The receptionist nods, points him to a salesperson. They talk for literally 2 minutes. He thanks them, turns around, heads out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes right back in, looking confused, like, "Did I park in a wormhole?" He goes, "My car's gone."
Oh no.
Now, we all assume he's joking. Someone even goes, well, maybe it sold while you were inside. He doesn't laugh. He says, "No, seriously. It was right in front of the windows. Silver sedan, license plate ends in, blah, blah, blah." Suddenly, my soul leaves my body. Then it hits me like a tire rod. We just stole somebody's car. We moved his car, not Matt's car, not a coworker. Just some poor customer who came in to ask about fuel efficiency and got involuntarily involved in a workplace prank. He's standing there looking ready to call the police. The salesperson is now panicking, thinking he just got carjacked on company property. The receptionist is Googling how to file a missing vehicle report. I'm just standing there quietly whispering to my coworker, "Okay, we need to get this car back in like 30 seconds or less, or we're going to get sued." No time to explain, no time to confess. We sprint out back and grab the dollies again and wheel the poor man's car back to the front spot like we were like resetting a crime scene. We lined up the tires, brushed off the gravel, even fluffed the antenna like nothing had ever happened. By the time the guy came back out, coffee in hand, the car was magically back where he left it. He stood there for a second, eyebrows doing gymnastics, and then shrugged it off and drove off.
Yeah.
Probably questioning, reality, his sanity, whether he accidentally walked into a dealership run by David Blaine.
Or if what he was drinking was really coffee.
Yeah. And that, my friends, is how I almost lost my job over a harmless prank. Can you imagine?
Okay, where was Matt?
Yes.
Who knows? He must have went off somewhere. Must have went to lunch or something. I don't know.
But the guy was asking about fuel efficiency. Now, that's a way to be efficient with the gas. Lose the whole vehicle.
Just get your car stolen.
No more using.
They almost lost a customer.
Yes. Well, they almost would have got sued big time if something like, what happens if something would have happened to that car
Yes.
Yeah.
back in that lot? If
Yeah.
somebody would have, because it was behind vehicles and stuff that hadn't been moved.
Yeah.
So what happens if somebody would have thrown something on top of it? Like, well,
You look the other way and keep walking.
yeah, no, apparently.
So when we got married in 2012. So a week and a half later, well, more like 2 weeks later, my brother-in-law is getting married as well. So we'd already come back from our honeymoon and we decided to help. We're helping with that. My other brother-in-law was talking to my wife's mom, and she'd given him directions. She wanted a charcoal grill brought to her house from the school. The school had a charcoal grill, and they were, lending her that. So she told him where to go pick it up. And so I walk to him, and he needs help. He's like, "Hey, Gail, come help me. I'm gonna go get a grill." I didn't hear her tell him. So I walk up to him. He's like, "Hey, come with me." So I sit and we drive. We're heading out to the school and like, "A grill, right?" He's like, "Yeah." So we're driving and we see a grill. I'm like, "That right there?" He's like, "Yep, looks good to me." So we turn, pick up the grill, load it on the truck, turn around and head home. So we get to the house and my mother-in-law looks at it. Her eyes go wide. She's like, "What is that?" Like, "You wanted a grill. Who got the grill?" And it was close to the school. So in our minds, we thought, grill, school, it's just
This is
about
it.
right.
Yeah, that's it.
Found
So
it.
she's screaming. She's like, "Hasford, does that look like a charcoal grill?" It was a gas grill. With propane, everything there. So we had to put it back on the truck. And then my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law and myself all had to head back. So we're driving in a panic, praying, "Please, whoever owns this thing, please don't come out of your house right now." And there we are. We get to the house where we picked up the grill, and my sister-in-law looks ahead. And that right there, right in front of us, was the charcoal grill we're supposed to have picked up. All we had to do was look up. We would have seen it. But we stole we stole this gas grill. So we returned the gas grill, and I'm heading back, and people are driving by, and my sister-in-law is like, "Just keep smiling." And we're waving at people like,
Like you're in a
outside
parade.
someone's house. And I just thought, I am the one black person in this town. And I've already stolen a grill. Anyway, I was never caught.
You were never caught.
If you were losing a grill and you didn't find it in 2012 in June, I pray that you forgive me right now. And we shall proceed. Yeah, that's my story.
I could picture that happening.
Yeah.
100%. It would look a little weird. Like if it was like an old lady sitting in front of you
Like,
stole my grill.
and then you're returning it.
And then you're like, they brought it back.
The nicest people.
The nicest thieves ever.
Did you grill that quickly?
If you needed to borrow it, just ask.
People in the county could probably lend you the grill.
Probably.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was amazing. It was just the stories of the mistakes I've made in the county. Very many. I love them.
They're great.
Yes.
They're good mistakes.
There's something.
There's something. So I think what we should do now is
Yeah.
move on to the beloved dad jokes.
Dad jokes.
We know how much Bethany loves them so much.
Oh, she treasures them.
So I don't really know how many we should do today. Whatever
Well,
you think.
You wait, 5 you said? Okay.
I think okay, sure. We'll start out with 5, yeah.
That is 3, that is 4, and that would be 5. I think you have 5. I don't know.
Okay.
And that is 3, 4, 5. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
No,
Precision.
not really. Oh yeah, that's precision.
Oh yeah, that's precision right there.
And 5. That is 4. And that will be 5.
I got to read these, make sure they're good.
So who goes first today?
Let's go with Bethany.
Okay, we've done this one before, so I'm going to grab another one.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, I love this.
Do you want me to just read one, or do you want me to read all of them?
We can
No.
do one at a time, right?
Yeah, we'll do one at a time.
Yeah.
Why do seagulls fly over the ocean?
Seagulls flying over the ocean. I don't know.
Because if they flew over the bay, we'd call them bagels.
There he goes. See, that's a good one.
That was a
Bagels?
good one.
Get
I
it?
like that.
What do you call a criminal landing an airplane?
I was going to try and guess that, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do a good
Go
one.
for it.
I can't even think of it.
A criminal landing an airplane. Condescending.
Oh, my word.
I love it.
I used to play piano by ear. Now I use my hands.
Oh, my word.
I have so many questions with that one. We've also done that one, but yeah.
Have you heard about the chocolate record player? It sounds pretty sweet.
Oh. Oh. I don't like
Some
that
of these are going to take me a while there, but okay. I once got fired from a canned juice company. Apparently, I couldn't concentrate. Get it?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, yeah.
Juice concentrate.
Bethany's just, yes, it's juice concentrate.
No. Explaining a
I know.
dad joke.
I get it. Yes, move on.
Honestly.
He said, "Do you get it?" And I
don't-
said, "Yes." And I said the
Oh, my word.
punchline.
Yeah.
So this one's funny because my grandfather said it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm on a seafood diet. I see food and I eat it.
Okay. I've heard that one before.
Yeah. I thought of my grandfather the
Yeah.
second that I read it.
Did you hear about the guy who invented the knock knock joke? He won the Nobel Prize.
Oh, yes. Yes. That one I've
Oh,
heard.
that
I like
one-
that one. Yeah.
That one's pretty good.
Nobel.
Yeah.
Oh, what did one wall say to the other?
No.
Nothing. It just stared.
I'll meet you at the corner.
Oh, okay.
I like this one.
That was a good one.
This is a good.
Have you ever tried to catch a frog?
Ew,
I tried
no.
yesterday, but I missed.
No, read it again. Read it again.
Have you ever tried to catch a frog? I tried
Is
yesterday.
it saying frog?
Says fog.
I was
I
like,
butchered it. Give me a new one.
I was like, this doesn't even make sense.
Oh.
We'll
Yeah.
put that one back.
Move on. That was horrible. Move on.
That was bad.
That was really bad. Dyslexia. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were going to read yours.
Oh, I can do another
yeah,
one.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
yeah.
Why do people live in Greece? Or why do people who live in Greece hate walk? My word, I can't talk.
You got this, Alex.
Why do people who live in Greece hate waking up at dawn? Because dawn is tough on Greece.
I saw that coming from a while. I was like, oh, yeah. Here it is. See, that was good. I would think that's one of the best ones. That's one of the best
That
ones.
was good.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Bethany lost it. I gotta read it again. Why do people who live in Greece hate waking up at dawn? Because dawn is tough on Greece.
This show is sponsored by Dawn.
No, it's not. Don't
It's
get
not.
us sued.
It's not sponsored by Dawn, but if you want to give us money, Dawn, we'll take it.
I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
Good.
Not
Get
as
it?
funny.
Anti-gravity. It's impossible to put
Oh,
down.
yeah. I get it now.
I always knock on the fridge before opening it. Just in case there's a salad dressing.
That's horrible. All right. Why did the scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in the field.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
He was outstanding in the
I don't get why bakers aren't wealthy. They make so much dough.
Okay. All right. That was okay.
Not as good as the grease one.
No,
that was the
epic.
best. That was the best
That was
we've had.
epic.
That was top tier dad joke.
Oh my word, that was
Until you
great.
hear this one.
Oh.
When I die, I want to be cremated. Why, you ask? It's my last chance to have a smoking hot body.
Oh my word.
My last chance to have a smoking hot body. I will take it.
That was amazing. So, do I have an extra one then?
No, you.
I have one
she
more.
Started.
Oh, you have.
Oh, wait,
I have
I'm
one
done.
more.
Oh, get another one.
Okay,
This
Okay.
one really isn't very good. I made a pencil with 2 erasers. It was pointless. So
get it. There's no points.
Oh my word.
I know someone at home will be rolling their eyes. This is good.
What did the ocean say to the beach?
Oh,
I feel like I should know this one, but I can't.
I feel like I should too.
What?
Nothing. It just waved.
Okay.
Yes.
That one was.
Oh, I don't want to end on this one, but
That's all right.
this is.
Let's all pick a couple more.
Yeah. This one won't be as funny, but I stayed up all night wondering where the sun went. And then it dawned on me.
Word.
Why?
Some of these are like they're hilarious, but some of
Yeah.
them are like,
Like,
okay.
why am I doing this?
Why did the invisible man turn down a job offer? He couldn't see himself doing it.
Well, very true.
How does a penguin build its house?
Ow.
It glues it together.
Igloo.
That is ridiculous.
Who picked these?
You did. You grabbed them.
We need to have people vote on the best one.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Honestly,
idea.
that
Really
grease
good.
one.
That
I mean,
grease
even
one
I
wins.
butchered it a couple of times, but
No.
that was excellent.
Yeah, that took it.
The
That took
fog.
You didn't
the
butcher it as
fog
much
and
as the
then-
frog one, which wasn't supposed to be frog.
That is true. That is true.
But sometimes when you try to catch a frog, you miss. So that was that.
Well, I did read after I read it. I'm like, you missed this. That doesn't even make any sense.
It does
No, obviously
not
it did
at all.
because it wasn't supposed to be
I
that.
hate frogs.
I'm
terrified of frogs
why?
because
Who knows? Who knows?
it all started.
Oh no!
I was in Don't say that.
It all started when I was alive.
Well, I was probably like 5 or 6.
Oh, my
Okay.
word.
And I was swimming in a friend's pool. It was more like getting dusk where all like the little tiny creatures were coming out. And one jumped in the pool
A frog.
while we were swimming. Yes. And it
Mhm.
like scared me so bad. Ever since then, I've been terrified of frogs.
You know, the last time there was a major frog attack and someone died was never.
I don't care.
I'm just saying,
They're
like,
so like you don't know what they're gonna do. Like they'll just jump on you.
yeah, but they would do nothing. They
I
just
don't care.
Slimy. They a rabbit. That's it. Like that's how
Have you
deadly
seen
they are.
that video of a mom holding a frog and she touches it, it jumps on the little boy's face and he's like screaming?
Yeah, but what did it do?
It didn't do anything, but that's
Yeah,
how I
see?
feel. That's
See?
how I feel. I don't like
Now
them.
just imagine how scared the poor frog is. Like, I just want to be a friend and you're screaming at me. Rabbit.
No,
Mm.
I don't want to be friends with a frog.
Frogs are magnificent creatures. They take care of a lot of things that we don't have to deal with.
True story.
I don't care.
Now, do you love snakes?
I I don't mind them. If I saw one, I wouldn't freak out. And I would probably, if someone was holding one, I would like touch it. I don't want to hold one, but they don't bother me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why, as an African, I struggle with understanding being here. People will be afraid of a frog that just wants a hug, but they have no problem with a snake that will eat your soul.
We don't have snakes that will eat you here.
That's true. They will constrict you first, and then they'll destroy you.
I was going to say, I beg to differ. In Florida, they do.
Okay, not in Maine.
Maine, we don't have anything deadly.
We don't have anything.
We do.
Like what?
There's a, it's, I don't know if you call it a version or whatever, but it's a black widow spider that's in the southern part of the Maine. And they are...
We have nothing up here.
They are not, like, they can withstand the cold weather. I can't think of the word for that, but they can withstand cold weather, so they can live through the wintertime.
They don't belong to Maine. They're undocumented immigrants.
Yes.
So that's different. I had to. I'm sorry. I apologize. Just we can take that part out. I think. I don't know. Oh, but these were fun.
Let's finish this with a humor lib.
Yes.
You know, sometimes these humor libs are fantastic, and some of them I just don't get. So this one, I didn't get very many submissions this week, so I chose one of them that was the best one. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm just going to read it.
Go for it.
As the final bell rang through the halls of Lincoln High, I flew my half-eaten eraser into the air like I was throwing the first pitch of summer. After endless days of forced eye contact, lukewarm lunches, and dodging gym class, I was ready for something a little more crazy. I bolted out the door, barely avoiding detention for gulping in the hall. "Later, losers," I shouted, flipping a peace sign like a deranged honey bun. The sun hit my kneecap just right. It felt like the universe was pouring a cold pina colada directly into my soul. The parking lot was full of confusion screams, slammed lockers, and one kid launching a bag of sweaty gym socks like a graduation bouquet. Someone had a speaker blasting Zendaya's greatest hits and somehow made sense. By 4 p.m., I was passed out in the back of the basketball court with nothing but freedom, flip-flops, and the faint smell of permanent marker on my cheeks.
What happened?
I'm telling you.
I'm so confused.
I feel like we all would know the kid in our class who would have the bag of smelly gym socks.
Well,
just soaking in their locker all year long.
Almost every teenage boy, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's just one of the things you got to do.
It's like when you have a group of like younger teenage boys, like if you're playing a sport or whatever, and you get all together. It doesn't matter how much Axe body spray they can put on.
Ugh.
They still smell like BO.
There's never enough.
It is never enough. And so the sweaty gym socks, I could smell it.
When I was coaching, we would go on the bus and drive to school to play. And that was the best part of the ride because driving back is after the game.
Yeah.
So sometimes it would rain during the game. So you'd have a great time. Then getting back, the kids would take off their cleats and just chill with their socks.
Gross.
And they had this thing where they would put their feet up on the seat, like the back seat. So there I was sitting with feet all around me and hanging out here, and the kids are talking to me. "Hey, coach, did you see how I did this?" I'm like,
Oh,
that was really nice, wasn't it?
I would have to take my own car.
Oh, Bethany would love it.
Ew.
You're not allowed to. You have to travel with the kids.
She would love it. She'd be in heaven.
Every smell.
Gross.
More feet, the better.
Gross.
Right, Bethany?
Oh, my word. Oh, wait, you hate feet.
I hate.
No, remember?
Oh.
No, I do not like feet.
You sure about that?
Okay, we already went over
We
this.
have evidence here.
I
Yeah.
said the wrong word for multiple years.
Yeah, what's
because
more sad?
It's more sad that people who knew the difference did not tell me.
Those people.
It's probably like you when the girls, when the girls are younger, they used to say words and you'd be like, "Oh, no, don't correct that."
Yeah.
So the girls used to
Not
say,
a complete wrong word. They just would say it differently.
Yeah, but it's
I
the
was
same-
saying the complete wrong word.
I know. And then your parents were like, oh, no, she just doesn't know. Isn't that sad?
Just let her keep saying it.
Yeah, we'll just let it go.
Until I was well into my teens.
And then that point, they thought, this is really sad. We need to correct this before she gets any older.
I don't even remember how I found out the correct word.
We would all want to know.
I have no idea.
Someday we'll know.
Yeah, we need to figure that one out.
Yes.
You all right? Oh my goodness! I thought you were laughing at Bethany.
I would never laugh at Bethany. Or I laugh on feet.
Ew. What? I hate feet.
Anyways,
Oh.
when we got married, my wife had a deathly fear of feet. Not even a fear, she just hated feet.
Gross.
And the people that she worked with gave her a gift of a painting. It was a painting of a tree. It was just a stem with branches. But for leaves, people are using their, thumbprints. So
Yes.
people do that to make leaves. And these guys went and used their toes
Ew.
and put that, and we have it somewhere. And she saw them do it, and they thought it was hilarious.
That's disgusting.
So right now, she's okay with feet.
Yeah,
She has to be.
I am not.
can't not.
Oh, well.
It's okay though. Everybody has them,
Yeah.
so you just got to get used to it.
Yes, very true.
You were fine with the girls' feet when they were younger.
When babies' feet are different.
Okay, prejudice.
Oh, there's some truth in that.
Like,
Baby feet.
they're just so new and
Mm.
cute
Mm.
and
So that's why now you love feet.
and then no. Then they grow up and they're like gross and smelly.
Okay.
No. Moving
Well,
on.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that would probably be a good place to end this one. Well, thank you, Bethany, for coming, and thank you, Gil, for coming. And
My pleasure.
I'm excited to see what next week has to bring. Thanks so much for spending part of your day with us. If something we shared reminded you of a funny or hilarious moment, we'd love to hear about it. Head over to our website, humorinthehousehold.com, to submit your funny story. And if this podcast brought you a laugh or made you feel a little less alone in the madness, please consider subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing with a friend. Thanks again for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.